Bro, when people, what I got from that is he's a hater. You don't know me as a person. Let's say you don't like me.
The casuals don't see the weight difference. They see Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis. Yeah. And if Gervonta Davis doesn't fuck up Jake Paul, they're gonna think Jake Paul is some pound-for-pound champion type of fighter.
Jake too big for Tank, you know? In reality, he's way too big for Tank.
Gervonta "Tank" Davis exploded the moment he heard Floyd Mayweather predict an early knockout win for Jake Paul. The tension between Tank and his former mentor had been brewing for years, but this latest remark from Mayweather finally lit the fuse. Insiders say Davis felt utterly disrespected by Floyd's public praise of Jake Paul, a YouTuber-turned-boxer still fighting for validation in the sport. What began as a simple prediction quickly turned into an all-out feud, with Davis unleashing fiery responses online and accusing Floyd of selling out the sport for fame and attention.
Bro, when people, what I got from that is he's a hater. You don't know me as a person. Let's say you don't like me. Like, you don't know me. Like, you feel me? And I don't give a fuck him. If everybody had a clue, I mean, what?
Same question for you. You're a proud father.
From the moment this fight was announced, the size difference became the center of every conversation. Seasoned champion Terence Crawford didn't mince words when he flat out said Jake is simply too big for Tank. He explained that while Davis is incredibly skilled, powerful, and explosive, Jake's physical presence shifts the entire balance of the matchup. Crawford even took it a step further, warning that if Jake connects with just one clean shot, that might be all it takes to end the night for Tank.
I wanted to get your take on the Jake Paul versus Tank Davis. They just announced the fight. What's your instant reaction to that?
I don't have no reaction. You know, I don't know what's going to happen with a 135-pounder going up against a 200-pounder. You know, if it's scripted, then it's going to be good for the fans to watch.
What do you mean by scripted? Like rigged?
Yeah, like scripted. Like
but none of those guys want a fucking L, right?
I think it's not a real fight. I think it's because it can't be a real fight because they ain't in the same weight. So it'd be more like an exhibition.
I think it is an exhibition, but do you think they're like, but not one person saying like, yo, I'm going to fucking throw the match. You think?
I don't think.
Or you never know.
Yeah, I think they're going to go in there and spar. I don't think it's going to be you trying to kill me or I'm trying to kill you. You know, I think it's let's go in here and make this money.
Former MMA champion Daniel Cormier shared the same concern, speaking from his deep experience in combat sports. On his channel, Cormier kept questioning whether matching Davis against Paul was truly fair, pointing to the huge gap in size between them. He said, "The issue is Jake's just way bigger. It's hard to look at this matchup and see balance." In his eyes, boxing's core tradition, fighters competing within their weight class to keep things physically even, has been tossed aside here. That opens the door for the more skilled boxer to lose simply because the size difference is too overwhelming.
Boxing gets ridiculous. Gervonta Davis is fighting Jake Paul. Yesterday they had their first press conference. One of the most recognizable things is Jake Paul is huge compared to Gervonta Davis. And two, Gervonta Davis don't even know what weight they fighting, D.
Maximum weight of 195 pounds for this exhibition. The fight will be contested over 10 3-minute rounds.
I said it was 190.
The fight is 195 pounds, Tank, as you know.
Adding to the sense of imbalance, Cormier and others kept emphasizing the massive weight gap. One report highlighted that Davis last fought at around 136 pounds, while Paul has recently stepped into the ring close to 200. Cormier admitted that Jake Paul has managed to build his own unique path in boxing, but he questioned the credibility of the sanctioning bodies allowing this kind of matchup. "How can you take them seriously when they approve a fight like this?" he asked. It all reinforces the belief that Jake's size edge isn't just an advantage, it's almost overpowering.
Yo, so Jake Paul is fighting Gervonta Davis. I'm serious. It's real. 199 in Paul's last fight, 133.8 for Davis in his last fight. I discussed that and so much more at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific at my YouTube channel. The link will be in my bio. But hey, I thought he was going to fight Anthony Joshua. How do you end up from Anthony Joshua to Tank Davis? I discuss.
Gervonta Davis recently spoke out about the backlash surrounding him, pointing to what he sees as a familiar cycle. He explained that when someone stays in the spotlight too long, people eventually crave a new face to root for. That's exactly what happened with Floyd Mayweather. Fans saw him everywhere, and the more they saw him, the more the hate grew. Davis said the same thing is now happening in his own journey, as the public's gaze has slowly turned from admiration to criticism, repeating the pattern he once watched unfold with his mentor.
Gervonta, a lot of boxing fans aren't happy with the fact you've taken this fight rather than the Roach rematch, fights with the likes of Shakur, Devin Haney, Teofimo, etc. What do you make of that reaction? And can we still expect to see those fights?
Why should I care what they think? When y'all switch somebody can have a bad day and y'all switching on who y'all favorite fighter is or who this person is supposed to fight. Like y'all need to sit back and be fans and just enjoy the sport. Like y'all even talk about people's personal lives. Like why when it come to that?
Can we still expect to see any of those fights in the future though?
And y'all keep talking about fighting somebody. Didn't he just have a fight? And what happened? What happened? He won, right? But how you look in it? Exactly. But y'all say some different shit when it's me, right? Cause y'all want me to lose. When y'all see people in that limelight too long, they want to take that they want somebody else to come take that spot. That's why it's always like, come on, bro. That's what happened with Floyd. That y'all seen him too much, and once y'all seen him so much, y'all start hating on it. Like it turned from love to hate.
Davis has shared in several interviews that his ultimate dream fight would be against his former mentor, Floyd Mayweather, not out of bitterness, but to show how far he's come since walking away from Mayweather Promotions. He explained that stepping into the ring with Floyd would represent a battle of pride and legacy. That revelation adds emotional depth to his upcoming clash with Jake Paul, as many believe this fight is Tank's opportunity to break free from Floyd's shadow and rise as boxing's next global icon. Just as Floyd once owned the spotlight and faced the crowd's growing resentment, Tank now carries that same burden, convinced that defeating Jake Paul could mark the start of his own Mayweather moment.
What's your dream fight card?
Dream fight card?
Anybody.
So there's a couple fights on there. Me versus Floyd.
Okay. Okay. All right. We'll leave it at that.
A new deal, 7-fight deal, which is music to the ears of many boxing fans. You get to see you in action for several more years. What type of names are we talking about in those 7 names?
Whoever you name, they could be in it.
If I name some fighters, can you say yes or no?
Yep.
Shakur Stevenson.
Yep.
Ryan Garcia.
Yep.
Devin Haney.
Yep.
Isaac Cruz.
Yeah, but there's 2 people I already beat already, but yeah.
Errol Spence.
Outside the ring.
Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah. Yeah. September. November.
Teofimo Lopez.
Yeah.
Out of all of those guys, who do you think is the most difficult opponent for you?
Floyd Mayweather.
Davis has boldly declared that his abilities now surpass those of Floyd Mayweather, the very man who once guided his rise. Tank believes his mix of power, timing, and fight intelligence makes him a more complete boxer than Floyd was at the same stage. He's often said that while Mayweather mastered the art of defense, he himself combines that same defensive brilliance with explosive offensive firepower, a balance Floyd rarely ever displayed.
Skill for skill, none of these guys can mess with me. Like, nobody. I feel like my skills is way better than, like, Floyd. Like, if I'm on my game. I take that back. Probably hand in hand. But skill-wise, nobody on TV that's fighting right now have more skills than me. Nobody.
Floyd Mayweather, one of the most celebrated and successful boxers in history, took a young Gervonta Davis under his wing when Davis was just a teenager. Mayweather recognized something special in him and set out to shape that raw potential into a future world champion. In the early days, their bond was built on deep respect and admiration. Floyd frequently praised Davis's natural talent, while Davis openly expressed his gratitude for the mentorship and support that helped launch his journey into the spotlight.
Floyd, let me ask you something about the business of all this. I asked you why you wanted to promote Tank when you first saw him, Gervonta Davis. Why do you think he's been able to connect with a crowd? Because He draws real crowds when he fights. That's hard to do in boxing. He gets announced at Ravens games, and he gets a big ovation, right? And now he's already fighting on pay-per-view. What is it about Tank that is connected commercially with an audience?
His aura. People like him. That Main Street, he got a boyish look. I mean, he's very marketable. As far as when you look at him, he's marketable. But when the bell rings, he's a killer, and that's what people want to see. That's no different from when I was fighting at super featherweight. When I was fighting at junior lightweight, the boyish look. But when I get in there, I wreck shop.
Their bond went deeper than business or contracts. It was built on mentorship, trust, and genuine respect. Davis often credited Floyd not only for teaching him high-level boxing techniques, but for instilling the confidence and discipline that molded him into the champion he is today, one prepared to chase greatness that endures far beyond the ring.
I was like, okay, I'm ready now. So they came pick me up. Then he took me to the dealership. He let me test drive this, and he also let me test drive a Charger. The Charger was too fast, and he was like, everybody at the gym has them.
That's true, they do.
Yeah, he was like, we want to get you something different. So.
Well, you're from Baltimore. You need a Jeep on the streets of Baltimore.
Yeah.
I've watched the news.
Yeah.
What did they say back home when everybody saw the story that Floyd Mayweather bought you a very expensive car?
Not only that he bought me an expensive car, he took me in.
Took you interest in you and your career, yeah?
Yeah, as a fighter, also as Floyd old enough to be my son, so I wouldn't say a big brother. So he, like a father figure and stuff like that. He took me in, and he been treating me good since I knew him. He been not only in the boxing, like working with me on boxing. He showed me like the business side and all that type stuff, and he showed me a lot, and I appreciate him and I love him forever for that.
In 2024, Davis cemented his place as one of boxing's most electrifying stars. His defining moment came on June 15th, when he stepped into the ring against Frank Martin at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. After a tense early stretch, Davis turned the tide with a thunderous 8th-round knockout, unleashing his trademark left uppercut, followed by a straight left that ended the fight instantly. The win marked his 28th knockout in 30 bouts, a stunning reminder of his dominance and growing legacy as one of the lightweight division's most dangerous forces.
A fantastic fighter. Okay, so first and foremost, Tank is now 30-0 with 28 knockouts. It's like a 93% knockout ratio, which is crazy. I believe it's the highest knockout percentage of any current world champion. I believe. I would imagine Inoue is close to that, but pretty impressive anyway. He's 29 years old. He's a southpaw. He's 5'5"-ish, 5'5.5" maybe. Height-wise, and he has a good reach of 67.5 inches. He's got an extensive amateur background with a great record.
However, as Davis's career continued to rise, small cracks in their relationship began to show. What started as subtle tension soon grew into open conflict, fueled by both personal and professional disagreements. Davis began to feel that Mayweather was too controlling, holding back his freedom to make his own career choices. Meanwhile, Mayweather believed Davis wasn't showing the respect and loyalty he deserved after all the guidance and opportunities he had given him.
I remember first hearing an issue between Floyd and Gervonta before Gervonta fought Pedraza. And the issue I heard was that Floyd didn't want Gervonta to stay in Baltimore because he felt there was too many distractions for him in Baltimore, and he wanted to stay in Vegas. And the story I was told at that time was that Floyd gave Gervonta one of his penthouses or one of his apartments in the Palms Hotel, and he said, "This is your apartment. I'll furnish it for you." He got him a Jeep. At the time, Gervonta was not a world champion. He got him like a Jeep, a 4x4. He basically said, "I'll make it comfortable for you. I don't want you to go to Baltimore. I want you to stay here. I don't think Baltimore is the place for you." And what I was told was Gervonta sold all the furniture, sold the Jeep, and went back to Baltimore and bought a Benz. That's what I was. For real? That's what I was told at the time. So
what set you off that you was like, I gotta do that?
A lot of people don't know that what Floyd do. He said.
So you feel like it was a sub, like he was subbing you, like
he was going at me. He was going at me, and I knew for sure he was going at me. That's why I went at him. There's no reason for me to go at Floyd.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Cause I feel like y'all got, I would say love and hate, but it's been like the last interview you showed them love. This week it was whatever. But is that sometimes like is it just like big bro, little bro seeing things different, or what is it to you?
No, Floyd don't never. He felt as though I'm at that point where as though I passed him. And I'm doing it at a young age. Wait, like when Floyd was 29, you'll see, bro.
Yeah.
That deal that I'm talking about.
Yeah. Oh, that's a part of
deal. He don't know about that yet. But that's bigger than his deal.
Damn. Wow.
And I'm just releasing it.
Exclusive. That's exclusive. Bigger than Floyd deal?
Yeah.
Tank, don't cap, nigga. That's a lot of bread.
You'll see. It's gonna come out.
Shane Mosley recently weighed in on the ongoing tension between Floyd and Tank in an interview. He drew a parallel between Floyd and Davis's dynamic and his own experience with his sons, suggesting that by always staying close to Davis, Floyd may have inadvertently overshadowed him, limiting Tank's opportunity to fully step into the spotlight and shine on his own.
How you feel about Floyd and Tank beefing online?
I seen a little bit. Yeah, I like both guys, so it's like, I know Gervonta has his issues with Floyd, and Floyd has a big ego where he wants to be the man on top, and Gervonta trying to get on top, but it seemed like he has to get from under Floyd because Floyd's a big man. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of hard. It kind of reminds me of me and my son. Like I kind of like got myself away and let him do his own thing and let him have his own glory, his own his own glory, his own life. You know what I'm saying? So me being there all the time will shadow over all this stuff. Sometimes, not intentionally. I'm not doing it intentionally. I'm not trying to be like I don't care about him. I want him to be the best. But me being too close to him all the time takes away a little bit of his shadow, a little bit of his shine. So I need to be. I'm still going to tell him everything he needs to know. I'll get in the ring with him, spar with him, do all kind of stuff. But he has his own coach. He has his own manager. He has his own team. He has his own family. He has his own, his own stuff.
The tension only grew with public statements and heated social media exchanges. Davis began airing his frustrations openly, accusing Mayweather of trying to overshadow him. He claimed that Floyd's involvement seemed more about enhancing his own legacy than truly supporting Tank. Mayweather, never one to hold back, fired back by criticizing Davis's attitude and work ethic, insisting that the young fighter needed to show more respect and gratitude. Adding fuel to the fire, fellow boxer Ryan Garcia recently suggested that the real source of the fallout might be deeply personal. Garcia alleged that Davis had a relationship with Mayweather's daughter, Yaya, a claim that reportedly strained their bond even further. If true, this revelation adds a new, intense layer to their feud, transforming a professional rivalry into a deeply personal clash, making any potential fight between them even more charged with emotion.
Gervonta.
I mean, that's dirty. I already knew about all that though. Once Gervonta Floyd Mayweather's daughter, and that's not even a secret. That's not something I'm exposing.
Oh wow, that's
after somebody did that to my daughter.
Right, I thought you and Shakur had the deal that you were gonna fight after the Haiti fight, and he said you were gonna lose.
Y'all not even gonna try to respond to that? But you guys are some pussies.
Nah, that's crazy. That's a fight right there. It's facts. Back to you.
That's a fight, bro. That's a fight for sure.
Ryan, are you coming to the fight in July in Dallas with Mike Tyson?
Yeah, he's coming.
Of course.
Okay.
You're out here.
Gervonta Davis is gay.
Allegedly.
His
Yo.
dad says it all. No, but that's okay if say Gervonta, right? Because I've heard stories of Gervonta. Some girl told me that she put her fingers in his. That's fine. Hey, wait. Oh.
What are you talking about? Allegedly.
Allegedly. At the end of the day, bro. Do I have messages to prove it? Yes. But will I do
I
it?
will say Gervonta is a very pretty name for a man. I'll say that. Back to you.
No, his new name is Abdul Wahid.
Garcia didn't hold back when discussing the upcoming clash between Gervonta Davis and Jake Paul. He labeled the fight a disgrace to boxing, highlighting how the massive size and weight difference between the two made it feel more like a spectacle than a legitimate sporting contest. He argued that fans were being misled by the narrative of Paul facing a real champion, when in reality Davis would be stepping far outside his natural weight class. Garcia bluntly warned that bouts like this are turning boxing into a business that values entertainment and profit over true competitive integrity.
Bro, that's a fucking disgrace of a fight.
Yeah.
You know it. Just like the Mike Tyson, low-key was a disgrace, but we accepted it. But
Yeah.
he was 60 years old. I mean,
Right.
the casuals don't see the weight difference. They see Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis.
Yeah.
And if Gervonta Davis doesn't f Jake Paul, they're gonna think Jake Paul is some pound-for-pound champion type of fighter.
Yeah.
Gervonta Davis he's actually really small. Like when I fought him, like, he's small.
Yeah.
So I just think it's a very unfair fight.
Do you agree with Tank claiming his skills surpass Floyd's, or do you think he's underestimating what Jake brings to the ring? Share your thoughts in the comments below.